The Broken Joker. The city of Veridon never slept. Neon lights flickered endlessly, hiding the darkness that lived in its alleys. But deeper than the shadows there was a man people whispered about, the Joker. Not the laughing clown from stories, but something far more broken. He didn't laugh anymore. He used to... Long ago, before the world tore him apart piece by piece, before his smile became nothing more than a scar stitched across his soul. Once his name was Adrian Cole, a quiet boy with big dreams. He believed the world had kindness left in it. He used to perform small comedy acts in local cafes, making strangers smile. People clapped, laughed, and forgot their pain for a moment. That was enough for him. He didn't want fame. He just wanted to matter. But the city had other plans for him, plans that would twist his kindness into something unrecognizable. It began on a rainy night. Adrian was returning home after a failed performance, humiliated by a crowd that booed him off stage. As he walked through a dark alley, 3 men cornered him. They mocked his painted face, his cheap jokes. Days turned into weeks. No one came looking for him. No one asked where the funny guy had gone. The cafe replaced him within days. The audience forgot him instantly. Adrian survived, but something inside him didn't. The pain changed him. The silence changed him. He began to see the truth. People loved laughter, but they didn't care about the one who created it. When he finally returned to the streets, he wasn't the same. His smile was still painted, but his eyes had become empty. He watched people closely now, their fake kindness, their shallow sympathy. He noticed how they laughed at others' pain as long as it wasn't their own. That realization ignited something dangerous inside him. If the world was a joke, then he would become its punchline. Adrian stood on a busy street holding a sign that read, "Laugh at your own risk," drawing the attention of passers-by who looked both intrigued and wary. As laughter erupted around him, he felt an unsettling validation. His presence was merely a spectacle, a source of entertainment. A young woman laughed with friends in a cafe, glancing at Adrian with a mix of amusement and detachment, highlighting the disconnect between their joy and his pain. He reveled in their oblivion, each chuckle striking a nerve as he became the harbinger of their hollow happiness. In an underground gathering, Adrian stood on a makeshift stage illuminated by dim lights, delivering a monologue filled with biting satire that captivated yet unsettled the audience. The laughter echoed around him, but it wasn't the joyful sound he once loved. It was edged with discomfort, a reflection of their darkest fears. Among the crowd, a businessman in a suit sat sweating nervously, his expression a mix of fear and disbelief as Adrian exposed his hidden scandals one by one, each revelation cutting deeper than the last. After the gathering, Adrian walked through an alley, his shadow stretching long against the graffiti-covered walls, a faint smirk playing on his lips as he contemplated his newfound power. He had become an enigma, both adored and feared, stirring conversations across the city. A newspaper headline read, "The Joker's Grin, Truth or Terror," with an image of his painted face beneath, capturing the turmoil he had unleashed. The line between hero and villain blurred, and in the chaos, Adrian found a sense of belonging. Finally, he was seen. Inside a bustling diner, patrons gathered around tables, whispered and pointed at a newspaper featuring Adrian's face, their expressions a mix of intrigue and concern. Adrian sat alone in a corner booth, his painted face partially hidden in shadow, contemplating the reactions of those around him while stirring a cup of coffee. The air was thick with tension as conversations shifted from gossip to fear. People wondered if he would come for them next, realizing that his gaze could lay bare their darkest secrets. In that moment of solitude, Adrian felt the weight of their scrutiny, a burden heavier than any he had previously known. In a dimly lit subway station, Adrian leaned against a tiled wall, eyes closed as commuters rushed past him in a blur, perfectly encapsulating his isolation amidst the chaos he had created. It was a striking contrast. While he thrived on exposing the hidden truths of adults, he found solace in the unfiltered curiosity of innocence. A child stood at the edge of the platform, her wide eyes fixed on him, her expression curious and unafraid, offering a fleeting glimpse of understanding in a world dominated by fear and judgment. In her gaze, he saw a reflection of the boy he once was, tugging at the frayed edges of his fractured identity. For a moment, Adrian felt something he hadn't felt in years. Human. He almost spoke, almost told her everything. But then he remembered the world. He remembered how it treated kindness. Slowly he forced a smile and said, "Because the world is a joke." The girl frowned and replied, "Then maybe it just needs a better punchline." And just like that she walked away, leaving him frozen. That night the Joker didn't laugh, not once. He stood alone in the city, torn between who he had become and who he once was. For the first time in years he questioned everything. Was he fixing the world, or just spreading his own pain? The answer haunted him, because deep inside Adrian Cole realised something terrifying. The joke was never the world. It was what the world turned